What I'm going to go over today is dimensional analysis. And no, it's annoying to most of you. Okay, to a very large portion of people find dimensional analysis tedious and annoying. But the truth is that in physics, you'll find that if you get stuck, dimensional analysis can generally help guide you through to the correct approach. So I stress units throughout the quarter. Let's get comfortable with them now. First of all, what I want to point out is that when you see something like this, what you would be getting if I had an answer over here is a unit conversion. One way to think about that is to say, if I know what this is, then I can write this as a unit conversion that looks like this. I can say, so for every 3 feet squared, there is question mark meters squared. Or I can go for question mark meter squared, there are 3 feet squared. I'd write it either way. And if I have one and I'm trying to get to the other in newsflash, everything we're going to do in this class is going to be based on meters, not on feet. So we're going to be using units that you might not be all that comfortable with. But with this conversion, whenever I see this statement, I can write it either way. This just gives me a unit conversion to go from one to the next. But let's see how we can get from this to that. Let's see, so first of all, when you look at most textbooks, I see a conversion for centimeters to inches. And that is, let me write in a different color. There are 2.54 centimeters in 1 inch. Let's see, and when we can think about this, I know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. And there are, let's see, 100 centimeters in 1 meter. So those are the conversions that I can use to go from this to my meters squared and find out what this conversion factor is. So let's see. Let's start off with our feet squared. So I have 3 feet squared over, let's see, we'll just start with that. Let's go from feet to inches. Let's see, there are, in 1 foot, there are 12 inches. But this factor is squared. So this is the part that everybody tends to forget. If this thing is squared, the only way I can get that unit to cancel out is if I square the whole gosh darn thing. So I got to square it all. And then I can go, okay, so now I'm in, let's see, inches squared. Well, I have a conversion for centimeters to inches. So the trick here is to make this inch go away. The inch needs to be on the bottom. So what do I have? I have this 2.54 centimeters in terms of 1 inch. So here's my 1 inch and my 2.54, centimeters on the top. And again, though, this is centimeter to inch. This whole darn thing has to be squared. So now I've gone feet to feet squared cancels, inches to inches cancel, or inches squared to inches squared cancel. Now I'm in centimeters. So then my last step is to go from centimeters to meters. So let's say I have 100 centimeters. It needs to go on the bottom in 1 meter. And again, this is squared, so this whole thing needs to be squared. Now the trick here for your calculator, until you get really comfortable with it, is to go across the top in your multiplication, because it's going to be the exact same thing if I go fraction by fraction or if I just go top multiplied divided by the bottom multiplied. And I say that because it's a lot easier to square these individual values, and I look at that and that's only 3 things I got to put in my calculator. I just need to make sure I square them before I multiply them. And then I'm only dividing by 100 squared. So that makes the button pushing a lot more succinct, if you will. And then when I push all this through, I get like 0.2799 meters squared. So that says that I have now converted from this feet squared to this meters squared. So try this one out. Let's try 60 miles per hour. Is that the, yeah, miles per hour. And I want to go to that amount in meters per second. So again, newsflash, this is the unit we're going to use this entire quarter. We're not doing anything in miles per hour, even though that's what we're used to. So let's see, let's think about what units I need to convert. There are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. What else do we need? We know from before, let's see, yep, we're going to go into meters. So I have, let's see, 12 feet equals 12 inches, sorry about that, equals 1 foot. That's 1, a T. And then the other one from before, 2.54 centimeters in 1 meter. And then again, 100 centimeters, 100 centimeters to 1 meter. And then the only other thing I have, so let's see, that'll get me into my meters. The only thing I have to do here is worry about hours to seconds. So I can go for 1 hour equals 60 minutes, and 1 minute equals 60 seconds. And so now I have everything that I need in order to do the math to figure out what this conversion is. So pause this and come back to me, and let's see if you were able to do it on your own. I don't feel like you actually paused it. Did you pause? All right. So let's see. We go from 60 miles an hour, 60 miles per hour, times, well, let's just go ahead and go into our distance portion just because. So here is 1 mile, and in 1 mile there are 5,280 feet. Let's see, now I want to go feet to inches. In 1 foot there are 12 inches. Now I want to go inches to centimeters. So, oh, I thought I read that. 12 point, oh, in 1 inch, gosh. So there in 1 inch, there's 2.54 centimeters. Okay, so let's see. I've gone from miles to feet, inches to centimeters. Now centimeters, I can go to meters. So there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. And now I can deal with this time. In 1 hour, so the hour needs to go up top for that to cancel out. There are 60 minutes. In 1 minute, there are 60 seconds. So I can double check my units because this one got long, so we want to make sure that we have everything canceled that we need. So my miles cancel, my feet cancel, my inches cancel, my centimeters cancel. And then that leaves me in meters, which is what I want. And then I look here, hours to hours, those cancel. And then minutes to minutes. So my only unit left standing is this 1 minute, and I'm sorry, the meter and the seconds. So then I can button push that. Now let's look at the most expedient way to do that. Now some of you might do that in your head, that's fine. If you're comfortable with it, then go for it. So you can either put that in your calculator as 3,600 or 60 squared or 60 times 100, it's up to you. But on the top, so I'll just put in 1, 2, 3, 4 values, that's it. So multiply those 4 things straight across and then divide by that. And in the end, I get that this is 26.8 meters per second. And there you have it.